from their mothers. Why don't you refocus some of that energy to the Black community? They've been having their families separated. In fact, it's subsidized in the Black community. You appreciate single motherhood. You are giving more money to families for fatherless absence. So all of this selective fake outrage when you guys do not have the same defenses for the Black community is really lost on me. And it's time's up on this altogether. I think the Black community has had enough of you guys being selectively outraged for parents of illegal immigrants, but not for the parents of the Black community who have been separated from their family for about 6 decades.
All right, and ladies, I just want to point out, I just want to point out, let's keep this civil. As I opened up this segment, there is already so much hate, indecency in this country. So let's just keep this debate a debate and keep it civil. Jessica, your response.
I believe I was keeping it civil, and then Candace told me that I wasn't a feminist. I also believe that Candace doesn't speak for the entire.
You weren't. I said
you
the
did.
left.
You actually
ladies, Jessica. I said the left. I didn't say you, Jessica. So don't make it personal. I said the left. It's selective feminism on the left that we're seeing.
I disagree with you, and I'm going to do that politely. I'm going to return to my original argument, which is that we have heard this for years, that Kellyanne Conway, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and all the women who work for this president and support his agenda aren't getting their due. They're not getting their due from the feminist community because they are advocating for policies that hurt women, that keep them in a bad economic position, that don't allow them to live equally in this society.
Can
they deny the wage.
Jessica?
Yes, same for the Black women. Same for Black women in this
Do you
society.
think that Kirstjen Nielsen should be harassed because of her position and because what is going on with immigration? Do you think because of that she deserves to be treated the way that she does? She was essentially forced out of a Mexican restaurant, protesters in there. You may disagree with her, but do you think the way she's been treated is fair?
I think that what Kirstjen Nielsen did in initially coming out and lying about what this president's policy did, then having to backtrack on it, puts her in a very tenuous position.
That wasn't my question, though.
I think that people
that.
should have civil conversations about it and certainly have every right as a public official to come up to her table and to call her out on her lies and this administration's lies. If she wants to leave because of it, that's on her.
Right.
But she should be open to that dialogue with the American public who is dissatisfied.
Candace, very quickly,
this is a very slippery slope. The left should stop this because then you're basically saying that in the future this is going to be allowed in administrations that you do support. And as I said, the selective outrage for illegal families, when this has been going on in the Black community, no one talks about the fathers that are separated, the fathers that are behind bars, the fathers that are buried on the south side of Chicago and in Baltimore. So again, this is completely, to me, seems like fake outrage, and I don't support it whatsoever.
Candace, that's why President Obama
we're going to have to leave
had his father's program.
Yes, it was Obama's administration that sanctioned those programs.
Candace and Jessica, we will leave the debate right there.
Thanks, Abby.
Have a good Sunday, both of you. Thank you so much. All right. Oof.
As a former assistant press secretary in President Trump's White House press office, I can absolutely tell you that conservative women, especially those that support the America First agenda and support President Trump, are treated differently and held to an entirely different standard. Let's just take a look at the White House press secretaries under Trump and under Biden. You had Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who she and her family were harassed out of a restaurant, out of a diner. She was dining with her husband and her young children. People were coming up to her and yelling at her, and the owner of that diner told her that she had to leave. Kayleigh McEnany was an outstanding spokesperson for the White House, a beautiful woman inside and out. Was she ever called by Vogue or the mainstream media to do cover shoots to show off her beauty and her brains? Of course not. But Jen Psaki, who arguably is not as beautiful on the inside or the outside as Kayleigh McEnany, was on the cover of Vogue within weeks of taking the position of White House press secretary. There is a double standard here, and for Jessica Tarlov to not only admit it, but to defend it is shameful. Why does she defend it? Because she says conservative women are pushing an agenda that hurts women. Actually, women are suffering under this administration, under the Biden administration's policies. Democrat policies suppress and oppress women. Under President Trump, women unemployment was the lowest rate it has ever been. Women were in the workforce. Women were thriving in their households and in the workplace at their jobs. The Biden administration's policies have done nothing but punish women. With increased inflation, with crime rampant in our streets, they are making this country less prosperous and less safe for women and their families. So Jessica Tarlov can take that.